You're watching an episode of Spirits People Live with Johnny Michelson.
All right, there we go. Tuesday. Spirits People Live. Welcome. See if anyone pops in here. Today we're going to be live with the Bourbon Patty. We're going to be sipping on some stuff. So that's going to be interesting. The Patty himself. What's going on, buddy? See if I can get you on here. It's just you and me. We got the Bourbon House. What's going on? Just waiting for Marthinus to join my live stream here. Oh, there he is.
Hello, how are you?
What's going on, buddy?
Oh, not much. How are you?
Yeah, chilling. Did you horse some dinner into you?
Yes. Yeah, I had a good heavy meal, so it's sitting down there now.
Nice, solid. So you're ready? You're ready for some poor man's Pappy?
Absolutely. I've got what's left of my blend here.
Oh, solid.
It's a good ounce in there. Should be enough.
That's amazing. Yeah. I've cheated because these Tuesdays is just a half-hour session. So I've cheated and I have both bottles here with a dram in each, and then I've already kind of made a pre-blend because I wanted it to mellow a little bit. I don't have something that's been sitting for a while, so I made this earlier today. We'll see what happens.
That's fine. Yeah, I don't have any open at the moment of the two bottles. Well, I don't have a Weller 12 at the moment, so this is from 2016. So it's been sitting a good while.
Oh wow, yeah. That's proper married.
Yeah, I think 3 weeks is the longest you're supposed to. Well, not the longest you're supposed to, but that's the least amount of time you're supposed to leave it for, is what the forums say.
Okay. I've always found that after a couple of weeks, it doesn't really change that much. But yeah, I mean, and then to be fair, after 2 weeks, I won't be able to hold off anymore. So it's gotta go.
Yeah. I remember I did 150 mils on my first blend because I knew the same. I wouldn't be able to wait 3 weeks, so I was tipping away at them the whole time. So that's all I have left now.
Amazing. All right, cool. So people are joining here. So everyone joining, thanks so much for checking this out. We're going to be doing a poor man's Pappy tasting, but also at the same time, I'll actually be sipping on, because I got both of these right now. I just picked up one of these just so that we could do this.
Oh, nice.
This blend, because I only have an old bottle of this and I didn't want to open it. I don't really know why, but
yeah.
So I bought another one.
Nice that you can get it so easy. I didn't know it was still, plentifully available in the UK at the moment.
Yeah, it's fairly easy to pick up. I mean, nice. Obviously, as soon as it's announced, it goes pretty quick. But it does come over quite often, so it's not that hard to get. To be honest. But yeah, just figured why not grab another one? It's not my favorite. So I tend to only have one, if any. I have plenty of the 107.
Yeah. I have 2 store picks open of the 107. That's the only 107 I have at the moment.
Nice.
And then I have no Weller 12 open because, like yourself, I only have one of the old style bottles left. So I'm just going to keep it because you can't replace it. I might open it later on, but I know if I want Weller 12, I think there's some sites in the UK I can get it from.
Yeah.
So not too super pushed. And like you said, I prefer the 107 of the 3. So that's the one I tend to go for if I can get it.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Yeah.
Well, I will say though, so I have the Weller 12 here, and I will say that it's not bad bourbon.
No, none of it's bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. I think part of what probably turns me off a little bit is the hype about it, but it is quite nice, and I'll give you, because I did just before I was looking at some old tasting notes, so just for the fun of it. So what I wanted to do is I'll try and see if any of these tasting notes for the individual bottles, any of that comes through in the blend, because that's always the fun bit. I mean, I know it tastes good, but
yeah,
as a scientific experiment.
Yes.
Cool, man. So you know what? I was reading on I think it was on Bourboner that back in 2013 is when he called out like that he was drinking poor man's Pappy. I don't actually know if Blake there is the guy who invented poor man's Pappy, or is it earlier than that? Do you know that?
I don't actually know, but I know Blake's been doing a lot of stuff. I think he has, I've heard mention of a YouTube channel he has where he does other home blends, and he just like sticks them in a Vitamix blender and just blends them and stuff. Like, I've only heard of it, I haven't actually seen any of it, but apparently that's got a nice little following for him, you know?
Yeah.
I suppose it's keeping it interesting. So yeah, I mean, as far as homemade blends go, I haven't had a lot of success. I've tried the likes of California Gold and stuff and the poor man's Pappy, but I've tried some other stuff and it's been really hit or miss.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm all for it. I love blending shit. I'm doing it more and more. So yeah, this is not the last year if you've seen of me blending stuff. I did a few.
Go for it.
I did some last week as well. That's pretty fun. But yeah, so like my tasting notes for the 12, just kind of a quick note there. So caramel, vanilla, and oak on the nose, a little bit of citrus kind of freshness, and then some nutty and some earthiness kind of on the back end of that. So those are kind of like the key. I mean, there's it's more complex than that, but just kind of like those are the key things that I get, and probably, if anything, like from this individual bottle is going to come through in the blend, is probably going to be either of those.
Yeah.
And then on the 107, like my notes from earlier was like it's more spicy, has a kind of a cereal note as well. There's some caramel and nutmeg, and then cinnamon and orange. So obviously it's a little bit more punchy than the 12 because of the higher ABV. But like, yeah, there's a few. I think the caramel bit is probably the only thing that I can kind of tie together as pretty equal between the two. Like besides that, they're pretty different. Yeah, I'm actually sipping on some of the old Special Reserve to kind of prepare the palate for Weller that's coming down the line. And a little warm up. Nice.
Yeah, exactly. And like I was drinking this before I came on, and this is a really good wheated bourbon. I don't know how Buffalo Trace. I mean, this used to be what, 4.7? There used to be an age statement on this, and it's gone now, obviously, but it's still really solid. Like, I don't know, I tried some, like on the Special Reserve, so I've tried some craft wheated bourbons, and they're like, nothing's come close to this stuff, and this stuff's pretty cheap. You can get this quite easily, you know?
Yeah.
So, that's what I'm having at the moment, and yeah, I'll agree on the 107. When I think about it, like, there's a bit more dry oak spice for me, but yeah, there's lots more cinnamon, lots more red fruit coming through. Still has that nice Weller wheat, like you get that nice Buffalo Trace wheat profile that I don't seem to get with many other wheaters. Maybe Maker's Mark, you know you're drinking wheated bourbon. But with the likes of the Wellers, they've got like a nice sweetness.
Yeah.
Whatever they do to it.
I think a lot of people that I've heard about the antique is like the Christmas cake note. Because you've got a lot of those, like those dried fruits. And that kind of just overall, like you got your cinnamon, you got your nutmeg, you got your orange peel, caramel, some spices, like everything that you want in a Christmas cake. So it's like, dude, Christmas in a glass. That's why
it's really good. Yeah. I mean, I know why people go nuts for it. It's really good wheated bourbon.
Yeah, man.
And if you can get it at the right price, I mean, nothing else is gonna really compete with that in that kind of lineup of stuff. I mean, Maker's Mark cask strength's really good, but it's just more expensive.
Yeah. So. If you can get it in the airport, it's decent. I think it's like 40 pounds or whatever. But yeah, if you can't.
Yeah, you have to be flying for that.
Yeah. I picked up a few. I'm down to one bottle. But now I picked up actually for Makers. I picked up 2 of the Maker's Mark 101.
Oh, any good?
I have not tried it, so yeah, maybe I'll do a taste blend of those.
Do it, yeah. There's some poor man's Pappy that includes Makers and Larceny, Maker's
Oh, yeah, I've
cask
seen
strength
that.
on larceny bourbon.
Pappy. Yeah.
Yes. Let's try a bit of that. I've got a bottle of sealed Maker's Mark cask strength that I'm sure I could crack for that. See what it's like.
Nice. All right, so we have a bunch of people joining here. Thanks for checking this out. We have some. So this is my glass of the Poor Man's Pappy. This is a 60% 107 and a 40% Weller 12. So we were just talking about like the tasting notes for the two bottles individually, and now we'll see if anything comes through in the blend. So this blend here is only about half an hour old to an hour maybe. And Marthinus, how old is your blend?
It's from the 29th of July 2016. So it's been a while.
It is a well matured Poor Man's Pappy.
It is beautiful. Actually, you know what? The reason I only have 1 ounce left is I tried it with some old Rip Van Winkle with bourbons. So I tried it with the 10-year-old and the Lot B and the Poor Man's Pappy. Threw them three together. Kind of did a blind, and it was. I remember it being the 10-year-old Old Rip, which obviously 107, great bourbon. That was first.
Yep.
Then Poor Man's Pappy, and then Lot B. So since then, I guess that's kind of removed Lot B from my list of things to try and get.
Yeah, I have a bottle and a half, and it's like it's not bad, but it's like for what you have to go through to get one of those and what you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
I would rather I'd rather pick up any of these, to be honest.
Yeah, and you get more. I mean, if you're blending 2 bottles of 107 and a bottle of the 12 together, you're going to have a lot of Poor Man's Pappy. It's going to be nicer than Lot B, in my opinion. And that was, I think that was 2016 Lot B.
2016. You know, I think that's one of them I have. 2016.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. We got the 16 and the 17.
Nice.
All right. So what are you getting on your blend there? Mine is still a little bit rough, I think.
I'm getting some really nice, like, deep caramel now. Now, I kind of noticed that it's coming from the 107, so I do still get those, like, nice punchy 107 notes. But there's a bit more of a depth to them. It's almost like a little tiny hint of bubblegum in there.
Yeah.
And it is still a little bit punchy, but it reminds me a lot more of Pappy, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, it just tastes more mature than what I would usually get from 107. Like, usually 107 hits the ground running, it's vibrant, it pops on the tongue, you know? It's really nice and flavorful, kind of full of those baking spices and cinnamon and all those kind of things, and it's a nice dry oak spice there in the back. This seems to have a bit more depth to it, which is a bit surprising.
You know, what's funny to me is that the 12 obviously older than the 107, but I still find that the 12 is more fresh. Like, it has more of those kind of fresh and citrusy notes on it, and I kind of don't like. I think some of that is it's gone in this blend, at least. Like, some of the darker flavors, like the nuttiness and the earthiness from the 12, plus all that kind of spiciness, the cinnamon, the nutmeg, and orange stuff from the 107, feel like it's kind of. Those are kind of the flavors I'm finding that are in the blend for now, at least, and this is like an hour old.
Yeah. I mean, instead of getting the citrus note, I'm getting a bit more caramel, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So like, it kind of starts deep and then it kind of peaks up to a nice light caramel.
Yeah.
And that cuts out the citrus, and then you get those dried fruit, kind of like Christmas cake notes.
Yeah. I don't know if you're kind of taking the fun out of it by considering this like a science experiment, but like, if you look at it from a mathematical point of view, like what we just said like a few minutes ago was that the two things that the bottles individually has in common, or most in common, is the caramel. So it makes sense that that's the thing that kind of carries over. And for me, like, there is a lot of caramel there. There's more caramel percentage in terms of like the overall profile of this blend versus any of the two. But you take the caramel for both of them and then put them in this glass, it makes sense.
Yeah, totally. And I have read somewhere that the Poor Man's Pappy was also made to replace the Weller Centennial, which I think was a 10-year-old. Kind of hit right in the middle. Well, not right in the middle, but close enough to the middle of the 7-year-old Weller 107 and the 12-year-old Weller 12. Kind of like they put them together to kind of replace that 10-year-old that went off the market because it was a limited release. And I never had it, but I mean, kind of makes sense. So, yeah, it does have, I mean, right, Special Reserve, Poor Man's Pappy.
Yeah, so how would you compare those two then?
This is a lot more deep caramel. So this seems a lot lighter now and a lot younger than this would be.
Right.
So just, whereas this was perfect, like, before I tasted this.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of, more grain notes are coming out than caramel. Getting a bit of, like, oak, dry oak, peppery oak. Like, and then in this. Yeah, there's really not, like, a nice depth, and then I'm getting a bit, like, stewed red fruit here. You know what I mean? Like, cherries and... Did you just flip your camera around?
Yeah, classic. I was waving at people, and then, like, it just happens. I just like fat fingers like that. Yeah. You think that they would, have sorted that issue by now on smartphones? They're not very smart. No, dumb phones. All right, so I'm gonna add a little drop of water to this blend. Let's see.
Go for it.
There we go. About eight drops. Don't be afraid of a little water. See what happens here. Yeah, so I definitely find that the Special Reserve, although if it's just on its own and you have nothing to compare with, again, it's a decent bourbon.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. Yeah.
But then as soon as you start, I mean, something is good until you have something that's better, right? So
that's it.
So yeah. All right. Open sesame. Here we go. Citrus notes.
Yeah.
Oh, lots of it. Oh, some mint, even fresh mint.
Interesting. I have found with bourbons that I've bought. Let's say, so I've got some independent bottler bourbon before, and in my opinion, they added too much water.
Right.
And I could tell because all I could taste and smell was charred oak and just tons of citrus. So there was no caramel, there was no earthiness, there was no baking spices, there was not even a little bit of corn sweetness. They had just taken something that was cask strength, and it was obviously really high ABV, and they had just watered it down to the point where it was almost undrinkable. It just did not taste like a bourbon at all. And it was a Heaven Hill sourced cask as well, so you'd expect that deep, rich caramel that Heaven Hill gives because of the nice char they use on the barrels and stuff. It just had none of that. It just had tons of citrus, and it was thin and watery, and it looked like an Irish whiskey. It was so, like, the color was just gone out of it completely. So I'm not surprised that when you added those water drops that a bit more citrus comes out. It seems to happen when a bourbon gets watered down a little bit. You get that citrus that just straight out.
Yeah. So also, like, it's interesting, right? Because at distilleries, when they do big blends and stuff like that, they actually dilute everything down pretty heavily to start finding the flaws, right? So the flaws...
20%.
Yeah. I wouldn't say this is a flaw, though. I'm quite happy that some of that citrus is back, because I think it was a little bit too dark and gloomy for my taste. But still good. But yeah, now with a little water, it's a little bit more refreshing.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. I just tasted some there, and it is packed with flavor.
Oh man, it just goes on and on. And also, I'll say, I haven't talked about the finish. I'll say the finish on the 12 on its own is quite, it's like short to medium. And the Weller 107, I think, is probably medium to long. But like this blend just kind of like, there's something that just sits and it just lingers.
Yeah, I wonder what this would be like if you used a non-chill filtered Weller 107 store pick. You know, something that has a lot more of those oils and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I think that would do a lot for the finish. Now, on this, when I taste it for the first time, like, there's just tons of red fruit. Like, I'm getting what I would get from 107 and 12, but instead of them kind of canceling each other out, they're just big hit red fruit. A lot less caramel. Yeah, seems to be a lot of red fruit. Just like cherries.
Yeah.
Like cranberries, stuff like that. And then there's a little bit of caramel there as it kind of fades out, but then you get a nice little bit of old barrel as well. I'm getting a little bit of mintiness, which I think might be from the 12. But yeah, it's really, and like you said, the finish is still going on. It's just a nice, sweet, kind of a buttery finish.
Yeah. I'd say there's only there's a little bit of bitterness at the end there, maybe like some tobacco or old leather or something like that.
Yeah, a little herbaceousness.
Yeah, I'm getting more and more tobacco now. Like the more I'm kind of sipping on it and letting it like air out, I get more and more kind of that. Yeah, it's like a pipe tobacco. It's not like a It's
weird. It's like a nice.
It's like my old uncle's pipe. Like that's what I'm thinking about. It's like I remember that smell.
It's almost like a sweet kind of a vegetal kind of a funk coming off it, but in a really good way.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Like I'm getting that as well, but it would be more on the red fruit side for me, like black fruit, like plums and stuff. I'm just thinking plums sitting in like dark brown sugar, just sizzling away in a pot. Like that's what I'm smelling. You know?
Oh, I love it. Now I want to go and do that. Put some plums in a pan. Maybe put some.
Explain that one to your wife that you were at what 10 to 10. Start like I gotta stew some plums. Hold on.
Well, she's used to it now. She knows how it goes. Oh man. So you don't have the 12 and the 107, but in your opinion, your personal opinion, like, do you think that the blend is better than any of the two individual expressions on their own?
Yes. So I recently had some 107 that someone sent me a sample of to compare it to my store picks because I don't have store picks open. And yes, this is better. This is better than that 107. So I'm assuming that is from the Weller 12 being added in as well. It's really nice. It's full of flavor. Like maybe it's just that I left it so long, but it's really good. Like I'm gonna be really sad when this is gone.
You're a very patient person. In my house, I wouldn't have lasted more than a couple of weeks.
I think I lost it. Like it took me about an hour to find it last night. It was just I have boxes and drawers of samples everywhere, and like this one wasn't labeled, so I was like having to go through and kind of find it. But as soon as you smell it, you know what it is.
Nice.
Because those nice, lovely Weller wheated notes come straight out at you.
Yeah. All right.
Either that or this is Pappy 10. That one again.
We go again. So.
Oh, that's a nice ball.
Fucking fat fingers. So I was just waiting. There's more people joining here. Thanks for popping in. We're just drinking some poor man's Pappy. And my question to Marthinus was, is this better than any of the two bottles individually? And he said yes. My answer is kind of yes. It's definitely better than the Weller 12, in my opinion. But I think only after I added some water and I got some of that citrus note back out of the blend, I think I'll say that yes, it's better than the 107 as well. Like before that, I think it was a little bit too much of a dark profile for me. It was a little bit too kind of brown leather couch darkness.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Candles and stuff, and it was just a little bit too much for me. But then again, like there's a time and a place for a brown leather couch. But in general, it's not my place.
Totally, yeah. And I agree. I still got those notes as well. I mean, mine's been sitting for almost 2 years now. It was 1 ounce in the glass, so there's air in there. It's probably oxidized real good, you know? Yours is, an hour old? I mean, maybe there's a bit of wisdom in letting it sit for a while, you know?
Oh no, I definitely recommend letting it sit more than an hour. So yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's a bit of that, or maybe, you know, stick it in your blender, see if that makes a difference.
Oh yeah.
You know, just
like
don't tell your wife. Yeah, your master blender is a NutriBullet.
Yeah, why does my morning smoothie taste like Weller?
Tastes like I'm not going to work now.
Or it could be a pro tip.
Yeah, there you go. If you're sick,
you need your morning smoothie to taste like whiskey. There you go. Yeah.
I mean, this Christmas I got so many mugs that are like may contain whiskey or may contain bourbon or. But this is a year of like I've now a mug specifically for work that says there's a chance this is bourbon, you know. Yeah. So I feel like people have kind of copped on to what's going on.
Yeah, they're onto you, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop drinking at work now and again.
Or you should start, because now that it's not as out in the open, you might as well follow through.
I feel like that wouldn't be a great idea. I feel like I wouldn't be working there much longer if I did.
It'd be a short-term experiment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it'd be like my last day. What do I want to do?
Nice. Cool, man. But yeah, this is interesting. I like it. It's been a while actually since I've had some of this. So yeah, it's good to kind of reconvene with the good old poor man's Pappy.
Okay, I've added some special reserve. Let's see if that does anything.
All right.
I'll lighten it up a little bit. Instead of adding water, I've just added lower proof bourbon. Okay, now it tastes younger, or smells younger. I think I might have overdone it with the amount of special reserve I added.
You broke it.
It's a bit more buttery caramel on it now. That kind of like deep, dark flavors have kind of come up now.
Okay.
And instead I'm getting a nice buttery caramel note. I mean, there's a bit more oak on the nose. It tastes a bit thicker. It's still good. If that makes sense. I'm still getting that wheat, but instead of getting the depth of dark fruit, kind of the baking spices, that kind of like the old mature barrel taste, it's just got a bit more. They've kind of lightened up a bit. So
interesting.
That might be an idea. Just stick all three together and see what happens.
Oh, dude, there you go. Master blend.
Yeah, might do a blended out.
Then it's no longer poor man's Pappy because you have to buy 3 bottles.
It's really poor man's Pappy because you have to spend a lot of money to kind of get there.
Yeah. It's like mid-level Pappy. There you go. Oh my gosh. I was just thinking there, so like, it wasn't that I wasn't paying attention, but like my mind was going like, there's so much leather on this finish right now. It's keep on growing and changing, and I think it's because it's such a young blend that it's a little bit like it has like the temper of a teenager. So it's kind of like, oh, today I'm goth, and yeah, right now it's like leather. Today I'm rock and roll.
Yeah, I got a bit of leather on this as well. It being almost 2 years old, got a bit of leather on that.
Sweet.
Almost 3 years old, actually. Yeah. 2019. What?
Oh, shit.
It's just hit home a whole month after it's happened.
Oh, God.
But there was still a bit of leather in this, you know, but I think having it with a bit of air did it a lot of good. Now, I know some people will be like, oh, it didn't really oxidize. But if you've got, like, that much left in a sample bottle and the rest of it's air, like, something's going to happen, you know?
Yeah.
I shook this a few times before I poured it out as well. And it mellowed it out nicely. Mellowed it out real nice.
Cool, man. Awesome. What a great experiment. I'm gonna do a lot more of these. I'm
looking forward to them.
Yeah, man. How's the family? How's the offspring doing? Is he tearing down everything from bottom shelves now?
Everything is put away, but he started crawling. I have some legit footage of him crawling from last weekend. I think it was Saturday. And he just like pulls himself, like it's not like a proper army crawl yet, but he can pull himself along, and he will move like that. Like you turn your back around, and he's moved from one end of the sitting room to the other end. So we put down the alphabet mat. It's just like 1/4-inch foam. Yep. Put that down as far as he can go, so he doesn't get tired and whack his head off the ground.
Yeah.
But so it's gone from just leaving him on the bed and knowing he'll be there to him rolling over and then not being able to do that anymore. And now it's gone to him rolling over and moving a little bit, and now it's him rolling over and moving a lot. So the fun is just going one way.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, all's good.
If all the bottles are safe, we're all happy.
Yes. Yes, I've had I think what is it? There's 300 liters of storage boxes. So they're like 100-liter boxes. There's 3 of them, and they're filled to the brim with bottles under the stairs, zip tied. Like no one's getting into them. It's essentially it's a nuclear bunker under the stairs. So
solid.
That's where I've got them. I've got like just shy of 250 bottles in the house. So everything is secure. It took a lot of effort, but everything is secure.
Well done, well done. Well, I know where I'm gonna seek out when the nuclear shit happens. So I'll be seeing you.
I feel like there's some nicer bunkers in London. I feel like you should start somewhere else. But yeah, you'll be seeing me. When you run out of that stuff, you know where to find me. Just get a rubber tire across.
I gotta kill my own arsenal first. That's gonna take a couple of days.
It's just crazy how these things grow. Like, collections start. I think I started with 18 bottles. And that's when my wife said, do something with all this whiskey in the house. I was like, 18 bottles is one shelf of my liquor cabinet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's a corner unit, so it's quite narrow.
Yeah. I bet you when she said, do something with these, she didn't mean multiply.
I don't think she did either. No, I don't think she envisioned it going the way it's gone.
Probably not. All right, cool, man. All good. So it is Spirits Tuesday, and we have a duty.
Yes.
And that is the bag. The Spirits People.
The bag.
The weekly giveaway.
Everyone's wife's favorite bag.
Yes. The nappy bag, the shopping bag, the gym bag.
Yes. They're not your bag anymore?
No. Well, I have a few. I usually do, I run down to the grocery store with these, and it's a good little bag for like a daily shop. It doesn't really carry, it does carry a good amount of bottles, but it's not that often that I buy a shit ton of bottles in the same place.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's good. Good to carry some bottles over to a friend's house or whatever. It's a good little, it's a solid bag.
Sure. You know what? You picked a good bag. They're sturdy. This has been a nappy bag for about 4 months now. And look at that. It's not even damaged at all. It's in perfect condition. Like, it's just good quality, free bag. No one can complain.
Solid. I love it. You should be my new marketing director.
Sure. Send me an email. We'll see what we can do.
A friend of mine from Chicago, not right now, but a little while back, took a picture of his little girl, and she's about 6 months old, sitting in the bag and like hanging on the wall. So yes, it is a sturdy bag.
That is a solid endorsement.
Yes. I'll put that on my website when it's up. I'll talk about that in a second. So, Spirits Tuesday. We have 33 entries right here. So a number between 2 and 33. See, actually, let me see if I can do this weird thing that I do, but it's always kind of awkward. So there we go. It's right here. It's all going to be upside down and sideways and mirrored and all that kind of stuff. But there is. So that's the 32 in total, but number between 2 and 33. Marthinus, take it away for this week's winner.
I'm going to go for 10, because that is what they were trying to do with the poor man's Pappy, is hit that Weller 10. I'm going to go for 10.
Number 10. All right, cool. So let's see here. Let's see if I can find the button here. So Gonna hit the randomizer. Boom. What's number 10? Beer and Bourbon UK.
Oh.
Solid. Stephen.
Yes, one of the Steves.
Yeah, one of them. There's many. Beer and Bourbon UK.
There are very many Steves.
One of the many Steves. That's awesome. Beer and Bourbon
Excellent.
UK.
Well done.
Week's winner.
Congrats, Beer Bourbon UK. Yeah.
Solid. Amazing. Spirits People tote bag coming at you. However, not right away because the box. I've been. I don't know where the hell my box is with my tote bags. They're sending it to me. It's like, no, it hasn't arrived. It's like, oh no, but you've signed for it. It's like, nope. I'm pretty sure I haven't signed for it. So yeah, I don't know where it is. So yeah, as soon as they get here, I will send them out.
Yes.
There's a few.
There's just some trendy ladies selling them down all the way down at like, I don't know where, some market somewhere in London. She's selling them 3 for a $5.
Yeah, down in my local, like Chapel Street Market or Chapel Market down here around the corner in Angel, there would be like Spirits People tote bags everywhere. So yeah, maybe I have to go and scout. But yeah, so unfortunately not be sending those out right away, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
Understandably.
Yeah. Oh, and talking of websites, so
yes,
I think last time we spoke, we were also talking about the website, and
yes.
earlier today, I was like, okay, today's the day I'm gonna push out because like I'll always just continue to make changes. So today it's like, okay, I'm gonna push it out. So had all this stuff done on my machine, tried to upload it to the server, and then everything crashed. So now like my site is down.
Oh, how's that?
I have some backups here, so I'll have to work on that for a couple of days. It was fuck, it always happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, website launch was meant to be today, but yeah, that didn't happen. So yeah.
Next Tuesday.
Follow along for the next steps. Oh,
well, I wish you well with that because I hate when that happens. Like I did an overhaul of my website and the theme just ruined everything because I use WordPress. Yeah. I switched theme. I was like sick of my old website and I was like, I'm changing everything. I changed it, and I remember I messaged you. I was like, Johnny, I need some help. Send me some code, quick. Everything's ruined, quick. Yeah.
You've been thinking twice before asking for help again now that I've revealed that I'm a massive fuck up when I'm on my own. But anyway, the site is it's an MVP.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's gone.
So
coming soon.
Yeah, coming soon. All right, cool, man. I'll let you go back to your family, and I'll be sitting on some of this stuff. And
nice.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, it was great. It was great talking to you. It was great to finally get to kill that little tiny sample of poor man's Pappy I had hidden away. I'm glad I used it, on something solid other than just me sitting in my house drinking it.
Well, that's again, time and place.
Yeah, it died a noble death.
Yes, solid. All right, cool, man. Thanks so much for catching up, and thanks everyone for watching.
Yeah, no worries.
And
yes, thank you.
Yeah, we'll be seeing you next week on Spirits Tuesday. Boom.
Yes. Join in, free tote bag. Can't be beat.
Yes.
Cheers.
Amazing. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Peace out.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching this episode of Spirits People Live. For more videos, check out spiritspeople.com, subscribe on YouTube, and be sure to follow us on Instagram, where we connect you with spirits people worldwide.